Line for overpriced coffees and packaged rolls? Make a change and stop for coffee or espresso and a fresh homemade apple fritter or ham and cheese croissant at Donut Delight on Highland Springs Road in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway. Donut Delight is a family-owned business with a friendly staff who has served the past area for 22 years. Donut Delight on the corner of Highland Springs Road and Ramsey Street, just off the I-10 freeway. Donut Delight opens daily at 4:30 a.m.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, where we appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're watching us on Facebook, please do so. It's right here. You can see it, and you can go ahead and comment. It's very simple. Just comment, and you'll see your comments come up, and we might even interact with you. This is one of the very few shows that we interact with our social media audience on the fly, thanks to social media and KMET 1490 AM. Also, you can download the app. It's very free. And sometimes people use that instead of watching the show because they like to be just listening to the audio portion of it. I appreciate that as well. And we try to keep it going. And we hope in the next couple of weeks we'll bring some cool new guests to take our minds off of the The is everything around the world, literally. And I will tell you, Jesse, I found some very, very important information on the variant that we were talking about yesterday that's in France. And I feel in the next 3 months is going to be a situation here because of the way people travel. So I'm appreciative that you actually did the research. But my goodness, what's going on with
Oh Lord, yeah, no, yeah. Apparently everything's just going crazy, and I have a feeling that within the next 2 months, because you know what, traveling speeds up everything, and you know what, our globe, and everyone's traveling everywhere around the globe, so you know what, things spread. So I think it was like what when Omicron was first detected, they're like, oh yeah, it'll be here in 2 months. I was like, nope, couple weeks. So boom, boom, 1 month. I feel that this new variant, they're going to name it, and it's going to be over here already.
Yeah, I will say I got some news that it's already on the East Coast. Yeah, it's just in France when they detected it in December, I think 12th, they finally go, okay, what's different about this? Now, I will say this as well. The is picking up in a weird way. It's not the way the other coronavirus symptoms are. And I've got an article here that kind of goes into that. But to those out there, if you have friends or family that you think might have let us know in social media because we're getting this as we speak. And it's important to share this information with people because sometimes the results are not what you thought they were going to be. And this is the situation with this around the world that they're starting to see, especially in the hospitals. So the hospitals are starting to update people now. I wish they had done so earlier, but if we were part of the World Health Organization, I believe, and you know what I say about this? You still need to talk or talk to people that listen to the World Health Organization, okay? Associate with people that understand the World Health Organization. Don't go by the way that Trump did, right? And what Trump simply did was make it so that we were not part of the World Health Organization, which I would say it's probably the stupidest thing ever, because what reporting agency is able all around the world to be able to make sure everybody agrees on the science of it all? And they have people all around the world scattered everywhere, right? The World Health Organization is an agency that is bigger than the CDC. And because they're bigger than the CDC, they go to every country, including ours. And what they do is they compile all the information, all the science. They help doctors, they help nurses, and they help even infectious disease experts to understand why it is what they need to do. Okay, the pandemic or epidemic, when it's announced, does a certain thing. It puts them more in control than not to be able to help people more than not. To be able to say, okay, hospitals, we need to report in this way, we need to do this way, but get the information out and disseminate it in a proper way. Because what people are doing right now is exactly the opposite. They're reporting it in a weird way here in the US. And what I mean by that is some still are not sure what this is going to do for they or their families. Okay, so I'm going to go into this just briefly. This is what the local doctors are saying. Okay, this is Dr. Craig Spencer, who's an associate professor in the emergency medicine at the Columbia University Medical Center. He tweeted that fewer patients were gasping for air and requiring oxygen, unlike the first wave in March 2020. Okay, we remember March 2020, and if you don't, that's when it just began. But he said this, but there's just so much of it, and it's impacting patients in different ways. Now, he referred to his experience during an ER shift in New York City. And I will say this about New York City, Jesse. New York City is among the worst right now. And that's the information that we need to start analyzing. Because New York City is all indoors, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Like any of those major metropolis cities, like what, New York, any LA, those giant buildings, everyone all clumped together and stuff.
Yeah, they're all clumped together. They're all buildings, right? Now, if you had an outside way to do it, I would stay outside, seriously. And if I would do hospitals, I would do hospitals outside in a way. And I would put regular patients on the outside and coronavirus patients on the inside. Because they need the intubators, they need, you know what I mean? I feel you need to start separating them because it's getting out there a little too much. Nobody will listen to me, but that would be my suggestion. Now, Spencer said record numbers of people with COVID-19 were attending the ER, as well as extremely high numbers of non-COVID patients. He said, during the first surge, COVID was the only thing we saw in our ERs. Now, this is the interesting thing. This is not the first article I saw this in. A lot of people are coming in for other things because they're feeling so very bad. But then all of a sudden they get tested, as they need to get tested before they enter the facility, and they get tested with COVID. And they're like, but this isn't the way COVID normally acts. And that's what this is talking about. He said, it's making, get this, Jesse, and I know this, like I talked about yesterday, about the friend who died, spitting up blood and vomit, and probably had kidney disease at the end of the day. According to this, is making pre-existing medical conditions worse. For example, this is according to this ER surgeon, okay? He said it could trigger a life-threatening condition called diabetic ketoacidosis in people with diabetes. I have no idea what the heck that is. I'm going to look that up just to finally understand what the heck that is. Then he says older people with COVID can become too weak to get out of bed, can't walk, and can't leave hospital. Well, he didn't put the, so leave the hospital. He added, what's also different now is that those COVID cases are often in beds next to patients who've done anything to avoid the virus and for whom an infection might have a dramatic toll. The cancer patient on chemotherapy, those immunocompromised or severely sick with something else. As of Monday, New York City has 5,400 people hospitalized with COVID-19, which is actually 4 times the number from 2 weeks ago and higher than any point since May 2020. Do you see why they're in a bad situation right now? We remember when New York did the right thing with the right mayor and governor. But right now, it's shifted and changed. So I feel as though Cuomo needs to come back, do what he needs to do, get it right, or at least consult with the new governor, because people are going to die. It is not supposed to be worse than it was. You're supposed to learn from the past and then say, okay, we know what to do next time. That's what New Zealand does. That's what Thailand does. That's what Taiwan does. Are we that dumb to go backwards when we already know? Granted, it's a new variant. Granted, it's not alpha, it's not beta, but you didn't call it that before. You just called it COVID-19. Right? It's not even COVID-19 anymore. COVID-19 was the 2019 version of it, or 2020. It's more like COVID-21. Does that make sense? Or COVID-22, whatever you want to call it. It's the new updated one. So it's not the original COVID. That's the very, very big thing about this, is that it's amplifying pre-existing conditions. And that's why I feel, at the end of the day, our family friend died in this way because she already had kidney disease. But it wasn't as bad for a 28-year-old, but I think it exasperated the situation, so it made it like she was a 50-year-old. You understand what I'm saying? So you could have just a minor thing or minor-ish thing, but this all of a sudden almost ages the body in such a way that it's like, oh shoot, you got to deal with it. So if you feel pain in places that you never felt before, you need to take care of it. In the UK, where Om is the most common variant, 2/3 of COVID patients were hospitalized directly with COVID, according to NHS England data released Friday. The rest were a mix of people with COVID-19 making existing conditions worse. COVID-19 picked up coincidentally, or people stuck in the hospital. Christina Pagel, who's a professor, said on Twitter at the time, they said it's still unclear if Om causes different symptoms than other variants or whether immunity from previous infections or vaccination stops it from becoming more severe. But there you go. It's not fun, Jesse. We're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back right after these messages, all right?
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff and spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
Standard time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit to get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, with locations throughout California. For free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
The staff and families at Custom Care Solutions caregivers take this time out to recognize and salute the Palm Desert men and women in uniform, standing tall for our political and economic freedoms around the world. Let's always remember them in our thoughts and prayers. Their efforts abroad and our support have kept America strong. That message was courtesy of your good friends at Custom Care Solutions caregivers, 42201 Beacon Hill in Palm Desert. They're always working to keep our community moving in a positive direction.
Together We Are Strong is a product brand which stands for unity, equality, and protecting voting rights. Shop now at togetherwearestrong.com for t-shirts, hats, and coffee mugs. All voting rights profits are donated to Rock the Vote, an organization on a mission to empowering young voters. Become an activist without saying a word. Togetherwearestrong.com. Make a difference in America and the world. Shop online at togetherwearestrong.com. Give the gift that helps drive change. Go visit togetherwearestrong.com.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. And diabetic ketoacidosis is actually a serious complication of diabetes that can be life-threatening. DK is most common among people with type 1 diabetes. People with type 2 diabetes can also develop it. It develops when your body doesn't have enough insulin to allow blood sugar into your cells for use as energy. Now, what is the situation when you have it? Excessive thirst, frequent urination, nausea and vomiting, stomach pain, weakness or fatigue, shortness of breath, fruity scented breath, and confusion. So, Jesse, are you checking your breath to make sure you're good to go there?
Yeah, not fruity, smells like trash. But yeah.
Oh, you did not need to say that, man, dude.
I'm just playing.
Okay, Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing and onset this glorious, windy, and chilly. Plus, mouth is sore from fillings. She went to the dentist. This awesomeness busy day ahead. Thank you for tuning in from Cleveland, Ohio. Rosalie says, good morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. Yay, we appreciate you, Rosalie. She also typed that in as well, so thank you for that information. Jill here is tuning in as well, and many more. We appreciate you as well. Okay, so here's the reality. With it's already a bad situation, all right? With one coming up around the corner, this other one is pretty bad too, and I'm talking about the one in France, okay? The France one, also lately known as IHU, is making a situation in France bad, but in reality, it's already happening in New York because people travel from New York to England, to Europe, to France, right? So it's a common destination. People work there, right, from time to time. You've got contractors that visit there. You got people that go there. So I would say if you visited France anytime soon, you really need to get checked out, right? Jesse, what do you think? What would you do if you came back from France and were feeling really weird?
Oh, yeah. No, I would get tested right away. Most definitely, especially if I was from France.
Yeah. So do that and you'll be ahead of it. But there's just so many things that are happening. And I think, if anything, this I think a lot of people underestimated it, to be honest. I think a lot of people underestimated it so much that we're not ahead of this one. We're just not. I think the one that's going to come out with Pfizer, I will recommend probably to get that as soon as possible when it comes out, probably in March or April. I don't know why it's not here. It's already in Israel. So I don't understand that. Maybe that area was more impacted or they have more money. I'm not really sure. But if you can get that one, get that one. The last one that we got isn't good against because it just isn't. The came out after that last shot that came out from all Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna, and AstraZeneca in Europe and such. So the next round we'll have to get. Okay, so do that. Jesse, oddly enough, I saw a article on Walmart raising prices of at-home COVID tests. Do you think that's right or wrong, or just greedy people?
I don't. How much are they? Like, how much are they raising the price by a couple $1?
Well, let's put it this way. They had been selling over-the-counter tests at cost at a discount of up to 35% from retail prices for the last 3 months as part of a deal with the Biden administration. All right. Now, Walmart said in a statement to USA Today that the program ended in mid-December. Huh? Oh, I get it. All right. So I guess they were getting compensated, right, to have at cost. I really don't know what everybody are doing. They say they're going to help you, then they don't. Walmart said in a statement to USA Today that the program ended in mid-December. It held the price of the Abbott Binax Now kits at $14 through the holidays. The price increased to $19.88 on Tuesday for the 2 test kits. Well, that's not bad then. I thought they were more. What happened to the $150 ones? Right?
See, that's what I'm saying. You gotta check the price. I don't know. The news always makes it sound worse than it is.
Well, here's my question at the end of the day.
What?
Why are people charging $140 to get a test, and we can get one at Walmart for that much?
Right? That's what I'm saying. 150? That's crazy.
I mean, I could basically open a business, say, hey, I'm going to do your test, and I'm the tester. I'm going to charge you $150. It's only cost me at cost $20. Wow. People are making a lot of money off us, aren't they?
Yep, that's what this is all about. It's all about money.
Yeah. So that's not bad. $19.88 on Tuesday for the 2 test kits. Now, I don't know if they're problematic at the same time, but they're pretty much the price, I keep saying this, like of a pregnancy test, right? At Kroger, the price of the 2 test Binax Now antigen kits is now $23.99. I'm appalled right now that I'm reading this because we have been saying, and I know of people that have gone, like, okay, I have a friend that went last week or maybe a week and a half ago, had to pay $140 out of pocket. No wonder they gave the second test for free, even though it might have been wrong. This is the cost? Jesse, I'm appalled. Kroger said in a statement to USA Today, we fulfilled our commitment to the Biden administration to sell at cost for 100 days, and that pricing program has now phased out, and retail pricing has been reinstated. Man, Kroger, you can only be so much like hello. Amazon didn't have Biden X Now test for sale Tuesday and did not immediately respond to USA Today's request for comment. The Biden administration has been working to make at-home tests more accessible and said Americans will be able to have free at-home tests mailed to their homes starting this month. Now, I will say this. I don't know if I have it on my Instagram, but it actually showed, and I kid you not, Montebello having free tests sent out to you. You just had to, like, fill a form because they want everybody to get tested with this, right? But obviously, maybe they're getting some kickback, right? I don't know. What's going on? Retailers, including Walgreens, CVS, and Amazon, have been limiting the number of testing kits consumers can purchase due to increased demand spurred by the spread of Om. I get that. Yeah, here it is. $14. I'm going to show you guys just so you know what to look for. I guarantee they're going to sell out. Jesse, look, I understand this. If people charge $150, I just want a good test to come back as good, not a fail. You know what I mean? But that's not that bad. Now that I see it, I almost feel like.
But it's just like, how can you guarantee the results of the test? Like, what if the whole brand is a failure itself?
Yeah, I well, it has two tests. So,
well, what I'm saying is, what if the brand itself is a failure? So you're getting two failed tests.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Or it's a new variant that can't be tested with it. That could happen. Or it hasn't built up in your body long enough. I would say if you've had weird symptoms for at least 3 days or so, you might as well get this test and get it over with, right? It's $20. So I thought I was going to be mad at this. I'm not mad at it anymore. So it was $14. I say, okay, I get that. Amazon shoppers can buy no more than 10 of its branded at-home testing kits, while CVS is restricting buyers to 6 over-the-counter testing kits. I think people are getting smart. They're like, look, I'll test you for $150, right? It's like going to the hair salon. Instead of getting the product at cost, you just pay somebody to do it. There you go. There's the business. Guarantee people in Watts are going to do exactly the same thing. Even if you buy them at cost and you resold them at $50 because nobody knows where to get them, think about it. Or you administer it yourself?
You can make so much money.
I would just say wear your proper gear because you don't want to get sick around those people. But yeah, right? I mean that's basically what the hospitals are doing. They're making a lot of money off us. $20? You kidding me? Shoot. No wonder some actually charge. Oh, we'll bill your insurance. Yeah, you're billing top dollar. Let's see. Well, there you go. That's all I'm going to say about that. Look, I'm not going to say don't get tested. I'm just going to say I didn't know it was that cheap to get tested. I'm a little upset that I didn't know this, Jesse. I feel stupid right now. I'm going to feel less stupid after this break. I guarantee it. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
KMET AM 1490 presents Cal State San Bernardino basketball. This Thursday night, January 6th at 7:30, the Coyotes meet Cal State Monterey Bay in a CCAA conference game. Live from Casulas Arena in San Bernardino. I'm Mitch McClellan. Join me as the Coyotes meet the Otters. Coyote basketball broadcasts are brought to you by Dignity Health, Hatfield Buick GMC, Raising Cane's, Penny Law, and the Hyatt Place Hotel, Ontario Mills. That's Cal State San Bernardino basketball action live from San Bernardino this Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. on your exclusive radio home for Coyote basketball, KMET AM 1490.
The Fat Greek in Yucaipa, where you can get authentic, delicious, true Greek food. Authentic gyros, Greek salads, pitas, falafel, hamburgers, burritos, and oh yes, baklava. The Fat Greek has a large selection of wines, ice-cold domestic, and imported Greek beers. Come on down to the Fat Greek located on Yucaipa Boulevard in the city of Yucaipa. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The Fat Greek has delivery, drive-thru, sit-down, and a catering service. So bring in a family or give Nicholas and Christopher a call at 909-797-6018. Eat Greek, live long. Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
Join West Coast Business Review with Daryl McCants each Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock p.m. Daryl focuses on successful businesses from California's southern border to Canada, including the great border states of Arizona and Nevada. Every week, Daryl provides in-depth discussions and interviews with prominent leaders and innovators that makes all of our lives better and more productive. West Coast Business Review with Daryl McCants, Wednesdays at 4 o'clock p.m. right here on Smart Talk Radio.
Express Frame thanks our troops and veterans for everything they've done so fearlessly for us on a daily basis. Send letters or care packages and give blood. Also offer a veteran a job or discount on your local product. It'll be greatly appreciated. That's from Sue and Alex of Express Frame, your complete framing experts with a reputation that precedes them. For more information, call 760-773-9228. Veteran discounts available. That's Express Frame in Palm Desert, the area's best for your framing needs. And they're waving their flags high, saying USA all the way.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMD 1490 AM. Jesse, you got a story? What's going on over there?
Okay. What's the longest you've stayed on the freeway? Like if there was an accident or something?
I think the max, before I just find a way to get off, is probably like 30, 40 minutes.
Okay.
If I got to use a restroom, man, it is sooner than that.
I will never, ever complain about a traffic jam ever again. Did you hear about what happened on the I-95 in Virginia?
You know what? I briefly did. I saw a post that somebody complained to the governor, and the governor finally did something. But what happened?
Apparently they were stuck on. There was an accident on the freeway with truckers stranded on the Virginia's I-95 highway since Monday afternoon have been sharing supplies and hundreds of travelers got stuck on the road on Monday after a crash involving 6 tractor trailers took place in a snowstorm. So it's a snowstorm. You're stuck on the freeway, or apparently people call it interstate out of California. So these people were stuck on the freeway for more than 24 hours. And I cannot fathom, where would you go to the bathroom?
You don't.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine, what if, where would you get the fuel? And the people that were freezing on there. And I just, so these cars have been trapped on there for more than 24 hours. But it did show kindness because, people were sharing supplies. Truck drivers were sharing what they could. But, 24 hours on a freeway. I cannot fathom doing that.
I'm not going to lie. I've had accidents on the side of the road. Okay, I have, but it was look, for guys, we have it a little easier, right? For ladies, it's a lot harder, right?
Oh, so you're talking about going to the bathroom.
Yeah, because that's the first thought of my thought, right? When you are stuck like that, it is don't look, people, right? You're almost but you don't have wipes, you don't have anything. You know what I mean? You got nothing. What do you do? 50-mile stretch. Wow.
Right? And I heard people that were just they turned their car off, they got off the freeway or interstate, and you know what? Hotels are all booked up, and it's just like, what are they supposed to do? Like, I feel bad, but I'm glad a lot of them were able to get help. They all shared the supplies that they could,
Well,
but being trapped on the freeway.
yeah, and this wasn't California. This was on the East Coast. So this is
Mhm.
the I-95 goes up from, I think, as high up as New York down to Florida. It's kind of like over here on the West Coast would be PCH Highway. You know what I mean? And we've had that like with Malibu. Remember when they had like the mudslide and everything? That was like 8 years ago or so. But that's terrible. That's terrible. U.S. Senator Tim Kaine, who was driving toward Washington, said he was stuck for more than 24 hours. The Virginia Democrat said at some point it switched from a miserable travel day into a kind of a survival mode day for me. See, it's survival of the fittest. The roads are incredibly slick. My car is sliding around. I don't have food or drink in my car, so I was more focused on, okay, how do I safely get out of this mess? Long lines of vehicles were snarled in portions of the 50-mile stretch between exit 104 near Rutherford Glen. I'm not going to lie. I probably would meet other people. You know what I mean? That's when you get out and you start making friends, right? And you'll be forever friends with these people because you ask around. Like, what do we do? But they're going to move. I've never been in that situation, Jesse, where it's that slippery.
I am so glad. I guess I don't live in icy snow, but I kind of want to, but not like this. But yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I might have like a emergency supply kit in my back of like food and stuff now.
Well, you know what? My mom does that. My mom, and I'm driving which I'll post maybe later today. I got a new vehicle today. I posted one last night of the one that I've been driving for the last week. But I got an all-electric vehicle. Okay, and I think it's a Volvo. I can't remember. I think it is. And it's all electric, okay? I wonder if any of them, because I would make sure, if anything, have the cord for your phone. That way you could be entertained for days. You know what I mean? But you can only leave it running for so long, like at the drive-in, right? At the drive-in, you can only keep things on for so long, maybe 2-3 hours max, unless you have a big, like, truck, right? Then you'd want a truck. And I ask people this all the time. If you were in a vehicle and you were stuck in a zombie apocalypse, which vehicle would you want to be stuck in? You'll find out very quickly what kind you should probably invest in. You know what I mean? So I will say this. It's a learning moment for me because my mom always puts like an emergency kit in our vehicle. But I'm thinking, how hungry would you be 25 hours later not being able to like move much further than where you're at, right? That's terrible.
Right? I am so glad. I just hope everyone's okay. But yeah, I can't even imagine.
But why did it take that long?
Apparently it was pretty bad. Plus there was a snowstorm, so I could see how it would make everything difficult.
Yeah, it says here motorists actually were so frustrated on social media, right? Because they're using their phones. Help. As they sat in vehicles on the I-95, unable to move and worried about below freezing overnight and morning temperatures. Oh, that would suck. That would suck. Because you forget about the night. The night's even worse, right? And you got to sleep in the car now. Because you're not going to go to sleep. By 11 a.m. Tuesday, Susan Phelan was able to finally start driving her car again on northbound I-95 after being stuck just south of Stafford for nearly 15 hours. She says, I could have walked home faster than this, pretty much. Oh, the southbound traffic she was passing still was stuck late that morning. It's semi-truck after semi-truck after semi-truck, not even rolling an inch. Also trapped was Jennifer Travis, who with her husband and 12-year-old daughter, oh, that's hard when you got the kid, were driving a rental car back to their Virginia home from Florida because the return flight had been canceled twice. Oh, this is like that movie. What's it called? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Yep. Almost exactly like that.
And isn't that what I told you would happen because of all the flights? I said there are going to be people that are just going to drive. That's what these people did. Then it got worse for them. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Families. Oh, man. It makes for a good movie, though, I'm just going to say. They were stuck on the I-95 for hours early Tuesday with enough fuel for heat, but with no food or water. By 10 a.m., the family had been able to take an exit, but now we're driving a road that hadn't been plowed. Secondary roads in the region were blocked by downed trees, wintry conditions. So even those able to get off the I-95 faced difficult travels. Yikes. Travis said, trees are down, cars are just everywhere. It's treacherous. I don't even know if that's the right word. It's like the end of the world over there, right? That's how I would feel. I wouldn't probably, by the time I got home, never leave the house for at least a good week and a half. I'd be like, I'm enjoying my shower. Let it be hot. Let me enjoy my bath. Let it be hot. I do not want to get stuck in the cold. I love cold, but I don't want to get stuck in it. This is freezing cold, right? Especially at night. Aerial video showed numerous vehicles stationary Tuesday morning on 4 lanes of the I-95 in Caroline County, south of Fredericksburg. A few people, including children, were standing outside cars. One man was walking his dog on a leash, because you don't want to leave that in the car. Phelan, who had been stuck north of Fredericksburg, said she left her Fredericksburg home around 8 p.m. Monday for a trip to Alexandria, which she expected to be just an hour. She left Fredericksburg, she said, because of her home losing power. And she also lost cell phone service there, too. Wow. She lost power at her house. She said, because I didn't have cell phone or internet connection at the house in Fredericksburg, I wasn't able to see this nightmare I was walking into until I was smack dab in the middle of it. Then it was too late. I get it. She wasn't able to see the news. She said she started with a full tank of gas, was able to keep her car ready for you. I could tell you this, though, man. I kind of wish, and I hate to say this were on the West Coast, they would have been listening to the morning show weekdays. Because AM radio can't tell you stuff. They should have been on AM radio. This is the problem with satellite radio. Right? AM radio tells you where the traffic snarls are at. I know, because I used to listen to one news station close to ours, actually. But I'm not allowed to listen to it anymore because we're 1490 AM and I can't listen to competition. Right, Jesse? Doesn't make sense, right?
No, you can listen to competition. It's fine.
Nah, gotta support our own. There you go. Anyway, I feel bad for the people. Not gonna lie, I feel bad for them. But at least they're now okay. But 25 hours stuck.
Right.
I think people are gonna be traumatized from now on. They're always gonna have a bag full of goodies, and then power supplies for days. I actually bought 3 power banks just in case. They could power up anything. So I'm glad I did that, because if I travel anytime soon, I am taking them 100%. Anyway, people, we got to take a quick little break. We'll be back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, you know, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com, licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Ruth didn't know she was leaving for good. She knew he would kill her. Could she save herself? Did she feel she was worth saving? How could she best protect her children? To love, honor, and betray, Ruth Tunnicliffe shares her true tale. From submissive to survivor, then thriver. Now living a proud, purposeful life. As an optimistic, inspiring, peaceful warrior. Can a person heal from feeling the guilt of a decision altering many lives? weighted by living grief, moving through lessons learned, self-discovery, and land in self-love? Can someone who's been abused in every way move to self-trust, confidence, and arrive at living in peace? To love, honor, and betray. A sincere, honest letter. To herself and her adult children, Ruth Tunnicliffe shares her story so that others may also find the inspiring, peaceful warrior within. Amazon worldwide, Barnes & Noble, RuthTunnicliffe.com.
Here's to your health with Joshua Lane. Ideas you can use to be healthy and stay healthy. The current thinking about beauty, fitness, and longevity. Every Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Wellness talk you can use. Here's to your health with Joshua Lane on KMET, naturally.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate all of your comments, and all geniuses. Folks, drive carefully. Just be loving and patient. Put a blanket in the car. Oh, man. A blanket is one of the things I think is mandatory at this point if you're in the winter area of the East Coast. It says if you're going long distance, make sure you leave an hour ahead of time, right? So Stephanie Reed says it's like that Christmas movie of the ultimate Christmas present of when their dad flights got canceled and returned to car from an elf due to a snowstorm from a weather machine. So, I haven't seen it, but it sounds like fun. So there you go. Jesse, you got another story. What's going on over there?
Okay, so I don't know how the information about this is, but or maybe not. I don't know. It's just okay. So do you remember Spider-Man 2? The one with Dr. Octopus?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, do you remember what he was trying to do?
With, like, his ability to...
No, with what he was trying to do, like, trying to make.
Oh, like the fusion reactor or something? Or the energy thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently a nuclear fusion reactor in China has set a new record for sustained high temperatures after running 5 times hotter than the sun for more than 17 minutes. According to their state media. The experimental advanced superconducting tokamak East, known as an artificial sun, reached temperatures of 70 million Celsius during the experiments. The ultimate aim of developing the artificial sun device is to deliver near limitless clean energy by mimicking the natural reactions occurring within stars. So are you telling me these guys are making a mini sun?
Problem with this. It's funny that you said, and you did the Doc Ock reference, because there are so many things that can go wrong with this. I don't feel they have a handle of it just yet. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, I do too, but let's see. Nuclear fusion has been touted as the holy grail of clean energy production. However, it remains a long way from being realized outside of a laboratory, despite decades of research into the technology. Yeah, I just see one little crack or some little mistake, and then boom, just a giant sun meltdown.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I feel you're more right than wrong. And I feel there needs to be more science done in the way of how to cool it once it gets out of hand. And if you've ever seen, and I hate to put it this way, but any movie that tests any type of power reactor, and all of a sudden it hits certain levels, and they go, oh no, we can't keep it. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it does some science experiment. Somebody turns into, Captain America, Miss Captain America. I don't know if you saw the What If on that, but I'm not saying that's going to happen, right? But it will honestly get out of hand if it is not known how to cool it down properly. And there's a way to level it up slowly and level it down slowly. But if you go this hot, it's going to create problems. And the reactor reaches temperatures by boiling hydrogen isotopes along with deuterium into a plasma. The fusion releases great amounts of energy, which takes the form of heat. Scientists face the challenge of maintaining temperatures above 100 million degrees Celsius and operating the setup in a stable way over long durations. You see the problem right there? They already don't know how to do it. So I would say don't go over 100 million Celsius. Stick down to like 20 Celsius and then gradually go up to not even 100 million. That's like, yay, we did it. But if you do that for too long, over like 8 hours of time, it's going to react in a really bad way. And it's going to create a major explosion in probably the next 3 years. Because they're going to use that as a baseline. Then they're going to go for 100, like way up above that number. And you can't have that here on the earth in that way. The sun is good where the sun is at. Period, end of story. We don't want to bring that type of heat here on the earth. There's no way to stabilize that. You have to go little and make it a maximum. Now, if you say 100 million degrees Celsius is the maximum, I say okay. But you keep it to 3 hours at a time. You could get a lot of energy from it. I'm not going to lie. You could get so much energy. You can get energy for like the whole state of, Florida. Doing it the way they're doing it. So it's not wrong. It's just not being ran right. So if they run it right and they gradually make it happen, then it'll make more sense. I don't know. What do you think, Jesse?
Well, obviously, as long as they keep testing and testing and testing until they got it down. But I was reading some articles and they've been starting gradually, just keeping it on for so many seconds and stuff like that. So them actually getting to 17 minutes is actually pretty cool. If we can get if they can make mini suns, this is the only way I think that we can probably go into space with like massive amounts of people.
Wait, say it again. What?
Like, just imagine if you can make a mini sun that can produce energy. So instead of us using fuel, like, shooting rockets into space, what if they make a mini sun to deliver the energy to a spaceship?
It's not a bad idea. It has to be done right because that type of heat can create an explosion on a spaceship.
Yeah, I know. We're not there yet. I'm talking about like 100 years into the future, maybe.
Well, the thing with a spaceship is this. Okay, I'll give you an example. Rocket fuel is good until it's what?
Ignited.
Yes. It's combustible, right?
Yeah. And it's heavy.
Yeah. So if you were to fly the USS Enterprise, would you use that type of reactor or would you use a propulsion system? Which would you do?
I would go for my son. I don't know.
You're going to create an explosion over time, man. It is, look, when all you need is one, how do I say it? It sounds right, but it's actually wrong. When you look at the USS Enterprise or any spaceship, right, that can go like Mach 8, okay? You go Mach 8 and you go faster than Mach 8, you can only do it with cooling technology because anything that has too much heat at any given time can explode at any given time. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Although you're going to say, yeah, let's do that. Remember Fantastic Four? Around the cosmic energy of heat. I get it. You want to be the thing. I get that. But my point is this. That type of heat is not good for the human body. So anybody around that area, there's no way to encase it 100%. Like I said, all you need is one derelict person on that ship, and they'll make it explode from within. Does that make sense? So there's no way to cool that with water or sprinkler systems or anything because it's as hot as the sun. The sun is meant to be where the sun is meant to be. Does that make sense? You don't want to harness the sun. Nobody wants to harness the sun. If you're if you were the Silver Surfer, you could harness the sun. But you're not the Silver Surfer, man.
If there was a way to carefully harness they're using like giant electromagnets, so they'll figure it out. There's a way. There's always a way. It might take 100 years, but they'll figure it out.
There's a way, but you can't do it with heat. You got to do it with coolant technology. Coolant technology goes further, faster, in a really good way. If you look at the, it just doesn't make sense. But look, any spaceship worth its weight in gold has cooling technology, never heat technology. I know it sounds contrary, but it's a thing. That's why certain spaceships were exploding, because of the rockets doing what they do to get off the ground. Does that make sense? You don't want that in outer space. You never saw Gravity, huh?
Gravity. Oh, that's the one with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
No, not seen that movie.
Watch that. One little flame can create a whole problem for the rest of everyone.
Oh, most definitely.
And that can happen through an electrical discharge. You have one electrical discharge in the spaceship and you have a heat combustible situation, boom, you're dead for days. It sounded good for the inventor, but never for the people that go on board that ship, okay? So now there is a way, like I said, to create good energy on the Earth, but that's like letting magma into your place of business and saying, hey, let's go ahead and just try to control that. Does that make sense? Now, you can have magma, the heat, once it comes out, produce clean energy, like we talked about volcanoes, right? They were talking about the heat that they produce, right? There's a way to harness that, but heat this hot, your first idea of this being a problem for the Earth, of an explosion, is right where we're at. And I'll give you an example. Nuclear reactors. When a nuclear reactor gets out of hand, what happens to Chernobyl, Jesse?
Yeah, well, like I said, those are the early days of all that stuff. We learned our lessons. As long as we move slowly.
Yeah.
Don't start jumping steps.
That's why I trust the CDC. Never, right? It's like,
don't go from A to D. Go A, B, C, D.
Okay, I'll give you that. Go A, B, C, D, E, right? Once you hit E, you'll have nuclear fusion for years to come. But if you do it wrong, I guarantee you, goodbye. Anyway. All right, people, make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living, live it well. Bye-bye, everyone.